It's time to clean the raspberry patch again. It's early June, and they usually start producing sometime around late June, early July. Buds are coming on. I cleaned it up last year before the harvest, and then I never cleaned it up in the fall. It's kind of a mess. There's this invasive vine kind of thing growing here, and it looks nice, but it's really a nuisance because it grows into the fence. And then you can see, like it did this here, it grew through the fence, and I have to sit here and cut it out, and it's just really annoying. It takes a long time to get it out. It's all over the side here. It's all on this piece of fence. I wanted to fix this fence this year, but I can't because this bush here is growing right through the fence, and I don't want to lose all this fruit just to fix the fence. So I have to wait for this to quit, and then I'll fix the fence. Because these plants only produce for a couple years and then they quit. This one quit last year. So I can cut this out and get rid of it. Same with that one there, that one quit. This one's been here for a while. I think this will be the last year on this one. Another one that's through the fence. Some of this stuff is ridiculous. Like that weed there. This is what it was last year, and it died, and then it turned into that. This thing is huge. That trunk is probably an inch wide. I don't know how I'm going to get that out. The doggone root system has got to be so big now. This is why you should always attack problems as soon as they show up, because now this is a freak show. The other thing I got to deal with is this tree here. This is another thing I should have just gotten rid of when it first started. It's growing up in the corner here, and it was okay when it was like 3 feet tall, but now it's gotten so big it blocks the sun, because the sun comes up over there and then it goes like this, and it just shades the thing almost all day, because the sun kind of sits over there somewhere in the sky for most of the day. So I'm gonna have to just get rid of this, or at least cut down the tall branches. Like maybe I'll chop it right there and maybe get rid of that whole branch and just leave a couple of the lower lying branches. But it's got to go. And that tree I got to prune back. Actually, that tree makes a mess. But because of those other trees up there, it doesn't really create any shade. So if I just prune it back a couple feet and keep it towards the woods, I think that can stay. I think this is holding up okay. Yeah, this is pretty sturdy. When I fixed it last year, I fixed it really well. And there's been no decline in its quality. So that should be fine. I could fix this part of the fence here. This isn't really, this doesn't have anything growing through it. Somehow this vine never grew through the fence, which is fantastic, but I'm very surprised by that. Anyways, so I've got a lot of work to do here, and I don't know if I'm going to record any of it, but if I don't record any of it, I'll at least do another video to show what it looked like afterwards. So this is the before view, and then when I get this finished, I will put another clip on here for the after view, or if I record something else in between, I'll put that in the video too. Here's what it'll look like now. I haven't completely finished, but it's getting to the point where they have to get covered. So I think I'm just going to put the netting on it as it is. And if I have to trim out some more to access the fruit once it comes on, I'll do so then. I haven't gotten really much past this post. I did this side and then ran out of time. It got dark out. And this side I just haven't really done yet, but it's got to get covered. So it's probably just going to get covered as it is. And there's, you know, that big weed in there, whatever. But we'll do that. We'll get it covered, and then at the end of the season, once the fruit is done, and you know, this branch, for instance, has stopped bearing fruit, I will cut all these branches off and fix the fence. But it's going to have to go another season being broken. I did trim this tree. I don't think it's going to survive. I think I cut way too much off for it to survive. I'm just going to cut it down eventually. And then this tree, I was looking at it during the day, it actually is causing some shade beyond what those trees cause. So I'm going to have to cut this as well. And you can kind of see towards the back there, not a whole lot of fruit on the trees compared to up here at the front. And that's probably because of the sun. So there's a lot of work to do here, but we'll get it done. It's just going to take some time. So this is what they look like now before the harvest. Stinking weed came back. That grew fast. It wasn't there 2 days ago. They're starting to come on now. So I've got the netting out. And this isn't great. I gotta come up with something better, but it's good enough for now. Okay, interesting noises. This works to keep the birds out, but the problem is I think it blocks a lot of the sun from the plants, and so they don't ripen very quickly. And the other problem is when it rains, especially heavy like it did today, it kind of falls off, or it gets too heavy and it ends up breaking a branch, which is what happened there. So in the past, of course this is when the fence wasn't broken, I've hung it up over the fence with clothespins, and that worked pretty well. But because the fence is so broken, and because I couldn't find the clothespins, I didn't do that this year, so we'll just have to get by with it like this. But it looks like we'll have a good year. The harvest is should be pretty good. So I'll do another video when they're in their peak.